A very good morning to all the students, faculty and staff members and our esteemed guest for the day. I, Dr. Neerja Vasavda, am privileged to welcome you all on the event of Samvad. Faculty of Business Administration, GLS University, has been one of the pioneer institutes in the field of management education in Gujarat. This year, while we are entering the 27th year of existence with excellent traditions and rich resources, we are even more thrilled to start the very first event of the year, Samvad. As a part of our mission of equipping our students for the corporate world, we not only focus on academics, but also try to bridge the gap between academics and the industry. It is in this endeavor we organize Samvad, a talk series, and invite guest speakers from industry and academia to interact with our students on a variety of topics, so that our budding managers and entrepreneurs learn the true lessons of life. This year's theme of Samvad is Aspire, Perspire, Inspire. Today's guest for Samvad is an inspiration in herself. Dr. Falguni Vasavda is a professor of marketing and co-chair MDP at MICA. She is a double gold medalist with more than 25 years of teaching experience in the area of marketing and advertising. She has trained corporate professionals and mentored young entrepreneurs in the areas like advertising, marketing, consumer understanding, branding, social media. She is published in international journals and presented papers in national and international conferences, and is involved in the international joint research project in the area of advertising. She is a visiting faculty at management institutes of repute in India and overseas. Her teaching, research, and consultancy interests are in the area of advertising, branding, and social media. She is a TEDx speaker and is frequently invited to speak at reputed forums, panels, and roundtables. She speaks on advertising, branding, marketing, social media, personal branding, gender equality, body positivity, women empowerment, and happiness as a lifestyle and motivation. Her motto of life is make the best of whatever you have. Appreciate the positives and live life to the fullest. Before I invite Shrida ma'am to gift her a memento, I would like to quote some lines that portray her spirit perfectly. खुद से ही जीतने की जिद है, मुझे खुद को ही हराना है, मैं भीड़ नहीं हूं इस दुनिया की, मेरे अंदर एक ज़माना है. I invite Shrida ma'am to welcome Falguni ma'am with a memento. And now I would hand over the mic to the inspiration, Dr. Falguni Vasavda.
Are you awake? Yes. That's the spirit. This is the generation which is going to lead us in the future. So can't be so boda, okay? Can't be so shallow in our yes and good mornings. So good morning everybody. It's a pleasure being here on this stage. And I am just hallucinating this is the GLS auditorium, because every year I have been talking at the GLS auditorium. This almost feels like it's my Arangetram, because it's Tagore Hall. I have come here only for dance performances and theatre activities. So, but it feels good. It's a pleasure to be talking to young people early in the morning. You are what we call it as our hemoglobin, okay? You are our hemoglobin, you are our HB. So stay with me, be awake, and use your mobile phones only to record snippets which you are further going to share on your social media. That you can do, okay? With the Samvad hashtag, tagging me, I will repost it. But other than that, the next 1 hour is like a meditation. I will create magic only if the other side resonates with the magic, okay? So the magic happens on both the sides. Series, as Neerja ma'am already mentioned, the theme is aspire and inspire, perspire, right? So you would have thought that I'll come early in the morning and give some ज्ञान to you, पर यहाँ सब ज्ञानी है तो मैं ज्ञान नहीं दूंगी, right? Not even the WhatsApp forwards will be used in this presentation, rest assured. What I'm going to do is share some very simple things of what makes you a better human being, okay? What makes you unique? You may later on 5 years from now become the vice president of a bank, but if internally you are insecure, you lack confidence, your body language will show. So what makes you a wholesome human? That is going to be my focus. Wholesome is the word, okay? A wholesome is an adrak pudina chai. A green tea is not wholesome, okay? That is a pseudo chai in the name of chai. So what is wholesome is what will make you strong as a human being. What will make you internally confident as a human being. How can you walk the talk in your corporate lives, in your entrepreneurial lives, whether you are working with an NGO, whether you are working with an agency, doesn't matter. You are here for education and your teachers are capable enough to tell you what to do in the next 3 years, 4 years. When you do your masters in the next 6 years, you are going to get educated. But what is the real education? Is when we are able to kill our insecurities, when we are able to kill our biases, when we are able to unlearn, because you'll keep hearing this word learning, learning, learning all the time. But there are times when you will have to unlearn what you have been taught through society's biases, some stereotypes, your mental conditioning, what your parents have told you, you may also have to question at times whether this was right or wrong. Like for example, my parents always taught me that always think of your family that you are going to get married into first, think of us last. I questioned this. Why should I do that? Both parents should have an equal status, if not higher or a lower status. So sometimes your parents also teach you based on what their exposure is. I'm not saying they are wrong, but sometimes you will have to question those norms as well if you really want to grow. So our focus in the next 1 hour is going to be on the softer sides, which are the braver sides of our life, which helps us put our happy feet forward and which makes us more complete as an individual. We can go to the next slide. So of course Nirja gave a beautiful introduction, including my tattoo lines. I was so happy. The lines that she spoke in towards the end are in my tattoo on my hand, okay? And this is in Hindi what she spoke. She spoke it very well, so I'll not repeat that. But at the risk of sounding ancient, 25 years in teaching, training, consultancy. Why I'll never go ancient? Because of my field that I am in, marketing, advertising. Oh my God, 25 years back in 1998 when I took my first class, I was talking about only TV, newspaper, radio, out of home. Suddenly today people are talking about ChatGPT. And how can generative AI be used in advertising? Suddenly there are tour operators who, by making you wear virtual cameras, the Google cameras, they are making you see the evening aarti of Ganga and promoting tourism to Ganga and Haridwar. Right? So the world has shifted so much and there is no other field which can match to the velocity and the dynamics of marketing and advertising. So I teach that. So I cannot grow ancient or old. I have to continue to stay relevant to the domain and to my subjects. Okay. I've been a 4 times TEDx speaker. All my talks are on YouTube for you to check it out. Whether I did a good job or did not do a good job, you can go later on YouTube and check it out. They are on different subjects. Some of which I'll be sharing with you today. We can go to the next slide. Yeah, so I do a lot of content creation on social media. In a scary way, I am present 24/7 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, of course, and Snapchat. I'm there only for my niece who is married to those filters, but I'm not the Snapchat age group anymore. I'm more into Instagram and Twitter. You can check out my handles, which I'll leave with you a little later. But I create content, lot of content using humor and sarcasm on body positivity, on feminism, on women empowerment, identity, stereotypes surrounding marriage and motherhood, and the likes. You can check it out a little later. Don't do it real time. Stop mat karna abhi, baad mein karna, okay? After the session. We can go to the next slide. Okay. So, the biggest insecurity that is there in your mind, which will stop you from being aspiring, perspiring or inspiring, is body insecurities. We all think that how nice it would have been अगर 2-3 इंच मेरी height ज़्यादा होती, or how nice it would have been if I would have been slimmer, how nice it would have been if my skin was a little flawless, थोड़े ठीक बाल आ जाते, ऐसे कर्ली हेयर की जगह स्ट्रेट होते, इतनी टॉल हूं मैं, सबके साथ में बहुत अनकॉमन लगती हूँ, थोड़ी कम हाइट होती. We all have body insecurities and it will stop you from expressing yourself fully. Why? Because you will always consider yourself inferior as compared to those benchmarks. Who gives you the benchmarks of flawless beauty? Who gives you those benchmarks of size 0 obsession? The popular culture that you see around you. What is your popular culture? Bollywood, Hollywood, television, magazines, newspapers, hoardings, and in today's day and age, K-pop. How many of you see K-pop or follow the bands? Korean serials नहीं देखते हो आप लोग? Yes, some hands are raised. Okay, some hands are raised. Yeah, it's actually an obsession in teenagers, maybe a generation before you. Okay, you're already the next generation. So you're already generation 2. Okay, if you're not into K-pop. So all these popular culture around us gives us notions of what is perfection, and that's a wrong notion, because what you see on the hoarding, some 3 times the lady has been photoshopped. कैमरा टेक्निक यूज करके she has been digitally distorted. उसका नेक ऐसे ऊपर किया है ताकि डबल चिन ना दिखे. उसके पिंपल्स निकाल दिए हैं इरेजर से, a digital eraser, and you are seeing that and forming your idea of perfect beauty, because inclusivity nahi hai. You don't see different types of people represented on the popular culture screens. Have you ever seen a fat girl as a lead heroine? शायद एक आध मूवी का नाम याद आएगा. उसमें भी पहले उस पे हंस रहे हैं, उसको कॉमिक रोल में ले रहे हैं, right? Now she may be the best actor, but because she is fat, she'll be shown as the best friend of the heroine or actor ki sister, and she's acting better than the heroine, but physically she's not found to be fitting the idea of how a lead actor in a film should be. Now we see these things, right? And we form our whole narration around what beauty is like, what bodies should be like. And hence, please understand from today itself, if you want to reach somewhere in life, if you want to create a change in the society, if you want to build a career for yourself, please understand personality goes over physique. And even from the world where I come in, advertising. Oh, thank you. Oh, great. Thank you. So even from the world where I come from, that is advertising, you keep seeing ads like, is your beach body ready? Beach body क्या होता है? Do beaches also differentiate? अभी नेचर को भी हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे. हाँ, आर यू ट्री सिटिंग रेडी, मतलब पेड़ के नीचे बैठने के लिए आप रेडी हो, आपका बॉडी रेडी है कि नहीं है? डज नेचर डिस्क्रिमिनेट? नो, देयर इज नथिंग लाइक बीच बॉडी. इट्स आवर ऑब्सेशन विद साइज 0 दैट टेल्स अस दैट बीच मीन्स यू हैव टू गो इन अ स्विमवेयर. स्विमवेयर मीन्स ओनली अ सर्टेन बॉडी टाइप कैन वेयर इट, बिकॉज वैसे भी मार्केट में, फैशन इंडस्ट्री में, द साइजेस स्टॉप एट XXL इन स्विमवेयर. Are you getting my point? So personality over physique. Do you want to be known as a tall girl, or do you want to be known a little more than that? Do you want to be just known as a fat girl, or a little more than that? Do you want to be known as a boy who is non-muscular, or a little more than that? You are much more than that. Your whole personality, your vibe as a human. आपके friends बोलते होंगे यार तू तो पार्टी की जान है. That is the vibe that you bring in, right? Your mindset, your kindness, your compassion, your ability to help others, to grow in life. All these things should matter more than just how you look. The fair and lovelies of the world can wait. Okay, but it's more important to be kind and compassionate and confident. Confidence kab aayega? When you will kill these insecurities. From today itself, start investing in your personality. Then you will be able to inspire somebody someday. Right? So when a confident person walks in, from their body language you can see whether the person is uncomfortable with their body or is in ownership of his or her body. So what happens when you are confident? Your confidence walks before you. Right? Your confidence enters the room. Your aura enters the room before your tall, short, black, slim, dark, fair complexion enters into the room. Nobody is going to see that when you are in ownership of your body and when you own yourself. Okay? So personality over physique any day. Now you'll ask me a question. How can you build your personality? Right? What all can you do to aspire to become someone or someday a person who is confident with how he or she looks? Let me take you through those nitty-gritties. How can you invest in your personality, in your identity, in your individuality? There are some ways to do it, okay? So the first route is, please understand that domain area expertise is going to make you confident in your professional lives. Right now, I am telling you कि मैं जो भी बोलूंगी आपको लगेगा कि एक आध लेक्चर बंक करने में क्या जाता है, एक आध टॉपिक ठीक से नहीं पढ़ा, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, फर्क पड़ता है. That's why every year when I see students passing out, why after 10 years only 2-3 people become CEOs and others remain at the managerial level? There's a difference in their domain expertise. There's a difference in the way in which they looked at their career. Please understand that being good at your field, like I am a marketing professor, being good at marketing. Some of you may turn out to be chartered accountants, being good at chartered accountancy. Some of you may become lawyers, being good at law. Some of you may become dancers, professional dancers, being good at dancing. Give your 100% in developing your domain expertise, because otherwise you will be left behind in an average pool of people working tirelessly day in and day out but not growing. Right? And your expertise gives you confidence. Please remember that. Right? Your knowledge gives you confidence. Of course, television serial में ऐसे माथे पे ऐसे पूरा सन शाइन करता है, ऐसा ग्लो दिखाते हैं, राइट? ऐसा नहीं आएगा, ऐसा कुछ आता नहीं है, फिल्टर्स है ऐसे इंस्टाग्राम और स्नैपचैट पे, but otherwise the glow comes from knowledge, from education, and you're already at the right place. You're already in your college for education, right? So never ever take your career lightly, right? So domain area expertise. Second is be close to your hobbies. अभी तो आपके पास बहुत टाइम है. 6 years from now, you will be working like 9 to 10 hours a day. Some of you may be having a family 10 years from now. 12 years from now, you will have children. And then somewhere, you have lost your hobbies. You lost what was making you happy. Hobbies are very different, right? Like somebody likes to read. Somebody likes to sing. Somebody likes to go on long drives. Somebody writes poems. Somebody will do gardening. Right? It can be any hobby. But keep your hobbies close. Don't let them get lost or diluted in your lifespan as you become busier. Again I am repeating, today you are very free. You are coming from home. मम्मी ने शायद टिफिन पैक करके दिया होगा, पापा ने कुछ और हेल्प किया होगा, राइट? एंड दे हैव सेंट यू टू कॉलेज. मतलब 2-3 लोग के एफर्ट के बाद आप अभी पहुंचे हो 10 बजे. ओके, देयर आर 2-3 पीपल हु हैव वॉक्ड बिहाइंड यू. किसी ने आपको उठाया है, अरे उठ जा तेरा अलार्म बज रहा है, कॉलेज जाना है. किसी ने फटाफट दूध कॉफी चाय कर दिया होगा, किसी ने डब्बा पैक किया होगा, किसी ने आयरनिंग किया होगा. तब एक लाइफ में एक स्टेज आएगा जब ये सब आप कर रहे होगे और दूसरों के लिए भी कर रहे होंगे. So you are going to work not only for yourself but for others also. Now in that process what will happen? Hobbies will be last priority. What I am saying is, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि सबके पास 2 घंटे रोज मिलेंगे हॉबीज पे टाइम स्पेंड करने के लिए, बट 5 minutes every day, 1 hour per week. Are you getting my point? Right? So if you are fascinated about Bollywood dancing, you join a class every Friday. I will go only for 1 hour because every day I don't get time, and it's okay. Priorities change with your change in your life stages. Every day you cannot dance, it's okay. But Friday, once a week I'll go because that is what is making me a holistic, a wholesome person. So stay close to your hobbies. Career growth. Now, here I am going to address the girls sitting here more than the boys for a reason, okay? Say after your graduation, you do your masters and then you will join a job, okay? You will start your career. Within 2 years, the whole talking and conversation around your marriage will start. And your husband is in some other city. You will leave your career and join your husband. I am happily married. I am not against marriage. Okay, don't get me wrong. Everybody should get a good life partner, but good is the key word. Okay. So what am I telling you? Fight for your career. How will you fight? Tell your to-be husband that you will search a job in the city, but till you get one, you will continue long distance relationship. कोई भी शास्त्र में ऐसा नहीं लिखा है कि husband will not be able to breathe from the next day if the wife is not with him. Okay, and शास्त्र भी रीरिटन करने हमें, ये भी समझ लो. सालों पहले कोई जंगल में बैठ के कोई साधु संत महात्मा ने ये शास्त्र लिखे, right? They are very educative shastras. I am not against shastras also, but everything has to change with time. We are in a different time and age. So please do not leave your careers at the drop of a hat. If needed, be in a long distance relationship for 1 or 2 years. Find yourself a good job and then only shift. To the boys in the room, I want to tell you to be good partners. And I want to tell you to advocate this thought process and philosophy. Right? अभी बहुत टाइम है शादी के लिए, but I think I should ये जो बीज डालने हैं ना दिमाग में वो अभी से डालने पड़ेंगे. तभी it will grow after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years whenever you decide to marry. Another very important thing, motherhood, parenthood when it will come in your life, the only person who sacrifices the career is the mother. Have you heard a father leave a job because वो father बन गया? Never. Because again social stereotypes, a man has to earn. But a woman also has to earn. A woman also has to be financially independent. Right? In their lives. Financially contribute also. ऐसा नहीं कि तुम्हारी सैलरी घर में जाएगी, मेरी सैलरी शॉपिंग में जाएगी. That is wrong idea of feminism. Right? तो equality के लिए अगर हमें लड़ना है, so you cannot drop out at the peak of your career. That is why today we don't see women in leadership roles. Right? You go around in any sector, banking, insurance, corporate roles. Any sector you go around and you will not find board of governors में एक आध women होगी. Vice president level पे दो women हैं. होती है. But they don't rise in their career because mid-level they drop. Sometimes they drop because there is no support from home. Who will look after the child? Sometimes they drop because partners are not supportive. Do you know इतने सालों के बाद Pampers करके एक brand everybody knows? I know nobody of you would be buying diapers right now, but at least as TV देखते हो तो Pampers करके एक brand है ये पता है, right? Pampers ने एक beautiful ad बनाई 5 साल पहले. It takes 2 to make a baby. It should take 2 to raise a baby. तब तक in the last 20 years, no diaper ad had shown a man changing a diaper. Can you imagine? Do women ये लोग जन्म से ये सब सीख के आते हैं? We also learn it, right? It's a part of the process of becoming a parent. In 20 years, not a single diaper ad had shown the father changing the diaper. Only with Pampers came this campaign where the father was changing the diaper. Now, are you getting the whole point? Subconscious level पे आपको पता होगा ये सब, but we have to be now conscious to the inequalities which you are seeing around you. थोड़ा career से मैं digress हो रही हूँ, but it's okay. Open your mouth towards these insecurities and inequalities. Take a stand. घर पे भी if you see your mother is toiling the whole day and your father is expecting garam garam fulka rotis to be presented in the thali, you have to speak up for your mother, you have to empower her, you have to tell her that this is wrong. In my whole life, I have always seen women serving food to men. No problem. सब हमारे loved ones ही है. I'm not saying don't serve food, okay? You are serving food. But have you seen men serving food to women when second level पे वो लोग बैठते हैं? Guest आते हैं तब it is an unsaid rule that the first layer level of dining table arrangement is done for the male members and the children. Still I am saying no problem because they are still my loved ones. Okay, it's okay. I will serve food. But when I am sitting with my sister-in-laws, my siblings, all women are sitting next, what are the men doing? Talking, having pan and mukhwas, laughing. हम लोग खुद ही गरम करके खुद ही खुद को सर्व कर रहे हैं. And you will hear, ये बहुत common instances I am sharing, huh? Everybody you would have seen. And your mother and your sister are saying गरम करके सब बाहर ही लेके जाते हैं. पूरा पूरा वैसा ही बाहर लेके जाते हैं because हमें कौन सर्व करेगा. Now these small inequalities will lead you someday to leave your career midway because घर पे आपका कोई support नहीं है. So please understand that you as a person are made not only because of your degree and education but also because of your financial independence. Okay, right? So keep your career close. Do not leave it at any point in time. Keep working on your insecurities. There are so many I know who will not wear t-shirts because उसका body muscular नहीं है, sleeveless नहीं पहनते हैं because biceps बहुत strong है. As a girl, you know, my arms are very bulky. You will not wear saris because you are a fat person. You will not wear certain blouses because you are very conscious. Keep killing those insecurities one baby step at a time because you want to become a better person, right? And lastly, evolve every single day. Every single day learn something new. Let us say today whatever you learn from my session, even if you implement one thing, even if you will go and talk to your dad to get more involved in household work, your evolution for the day is done. So it doesn't take great things, it takes smaller things every day. Invest every day, evolve every day. Who is your competition here? Nobody. You only. What were you 2 years back and what are you now? What were you last year and what are you now? Compare yourself towards your older version. जैसे Netflix पे seasons आती है ना, season 1, season 2, season 3, आपकी भी ये seasons है. Falguni version 1, Falguni version 2, Falguni version 3. Evolve every single day. And inspiration is all around you. You just need to be more observant. You just need to keep your eyes and ears open. So I'll show you, this is a famous quote by Abdul Kalam which I love. And I'm going to read it out for you. All birds find shelter during a rain, but eagles avoid rain by flying above the cloud. Problems are common, but attitude makes the difference. Are you getting my point? Problems are common, but your attitude will make the difference. Sri Abdul Kalam said this, and let me show you an ad to explain whatever I was saying.
Chubby cheeks, dimple chin, rosy lips, sweet within, curly hair, very fair, eyes are blue, lovely too.
in your life, never do things half-heartedly, okay? हंसना है तो खुल के हंसो, रोना है तो दबा के रो, right? And if you want to clap, clap wholeheartedly, because that is where you should not stop being a child. What does that say? Change the rhyme. I just talked about changing what is written in the Shastras and Vedas and in these Puranic religious texts. Now it is saying change the rhyme. Chubby cheeks, dimple chin is not the only way to look beautiful. Winning a medal in the Olympics and getting rugged and dirty in the dirt outside, training very hard for your sport is also another kind of beautiful, right? So that is the first route. Please look into your personality more than your physique, how tall or short you are, how fair or dark you are. The second route is keeping your happiness very, very close towards your heart, okay? And when I say this, keep your happiness close, because somewhere when we grow as an adult, we forget this whole philosophy. Can I have the audience light also, please? We can keep switching on and off. Otherwise, एकदम cozy matinee show जैसा लग रहा है मुझे. सो जाएंगे लोग. Can I have the audience lights? Yeah. Hindustan Times का ad था, let there be lights. Okay. So let me see your faces at least. What I was saying, yes, as we grow as adults, we forget that happiness is our responsibility. So can you share something what makes you happy from the audience? What makes you happy as an individual? Anybody? And this is not a tough question, okay? And you're not going to be graded. Anybody can answer. What makes you happy? Yes. Making new friends, okay? Playing sports, okay? Yes? Okay. Your hobbies, okay? Anything else? Sleeping, very good. I'm happy you are awake and you have come here. Good, okay? Okay. Internal or external? Because external is problematic. Internal, right? In fact, I love getting ready every single day. Okay. Now, if I was waiting for external validation, people around me will give me compliments like, "पता नहीं सुबह सुबह आपको इतना टाइम कैसे मिल जाता है?" So they are like, compliment दे रहे हो कि criticize कर रहे हो? हाँ, तो अगर मैं उनके लिए ready होती, like my husband is not obsessed about getting ready, so he's like, every day तो अच्छी लगती है, तो it's such a put off, what every day तो अच्छी लगती है, आज मैं नई साड़ी पहनी है, so सजना है मुझे, सजना के लिए is wrong, सजना है मुझे खुद के लिए, I love dressing up, every single day I do it, right? So what keeps you happy is internalized, should never be externalized. What is the problem of our lives? I love going to the movie, but I am not getting any company. मैं अकेले कैसे जाऊं? क्यों थिएटर हॉल में रूल है कि अकेले बैठ के मजे से पूरा पॉपकॉर्न का बकेट उड़ाने में आपको शर्म आ रही है? I am the happiest when I go alone. किसी के साथ पॉपकॉर्न तो शेयर नहीं करना पड़ेगा. मेरे लिए मूवी से इम्पोर्टेंट इज द पॉपकॉर्न. And between me and my husband, it's very clear कि हम दोनों अलग-अलग पैकेट्स लेंगे. एक ही बार मैंने भूल की थी जब लवी डवी अर्ली ईयर्स ऑफ मैरिज होता है, सब शेयर करो शेयर करो शेयर करो, तो एक पूरा बकेट लिया था हमने पॉपकॉर्न का, and he is eating popcorn like this. Who eats like this? You take popcorn like this. तो मेरा प्रपोर्शन ये है और उसका प्रपोर्शन ये है. तब से लेके आज तक 19 years of my marriage, we have never shared popcorn. क्योंकि एक पैकेट ज्यादा पॉपकॉर्न लेने से अगर झगड़े मिट सकते हैं तो मिटाने चाहिए. Are you getting my point? So my point is, don't keep waiting for your friend to come with you for shopping. Don't keep waiting for your friend to come with you to the movie hall. आपको एकदम मस्त क्लब सैंडविच खाने का मन हो रहा है, पर कोई कंपनी देने वाला नहीं है. Please go and have that club sandwich. Right? Because why I am saying this is internal is important, because years from now you are going to get into relationships, and please remember, partners are not twins. They are not the same people. They will never have the same likes and dislikes. Their routes to happiness will be very different, right? So for example, I love theatre, I love poetry, and for my husband, Kala is Bala. So it is unfair if I force him to come with me. It's more unfair if I stop going for myself. So you have to develop this ability to go on your own. Happiness is internalized. Never seek external validation. So by getting ready every single day, I am not committing murders, right? I am not killing anybody. Till then it's okay. If you are killing somebody, then it's a crime. Don't do it. But internally validate yourself. So happiness has to be a lifestyle. पता नहीं ये magic से कैसे वापस चला गया? Happiness has to be a lifestyle. And when are you happy? Do you know that? When you are satisfied with your life, content. आपने ऐसे लोगों को देखा होगा कि उनके पास Hyundai Creta कार है, but उनको तो BMW चाहिए. आपका 3 BHK का बहुत सुंदर फ्लैट है, अरे पर बंगलो तो नहीं है ना. ऐसे लोगों पे मैंने रील बनाई थी. पूरा टाइम रोते हुए लोग. सिर्फ 98 ही आए मैथ्स में. अरे 2 मार्क के लिए तुम रो रहे हो. वहाँ पे लोगों को 40 आए. घर पे मुंह कैसे दिखाना है ये पता नहीं है. हैं? 2 मार्क के लिए. फिर लोग बोलेंगे अरे हम तो सिर्फ सिंगापुर ही गए. अरे इसमें रोने की क्या बात है? क्योंकि हमें यूएसए नहीं गए, इसका रोना है. कंटेंट एंड इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. हाँ, अभी भले हम हंस रहे, मैं जोक्स कर रही हूँ, बट बी कंटेंट विथ योर लाइफ, योर ब्लेसिंग्स. That's why when Nirja read out my life philosophy, be happy with what you have. You cannot be yearning for different goals every year. You have to be happy with what you have. Of course, work towards getting a bungalow, but 3 BHK में भी खुश रहो. That is your mahal, that is your confidence, that's your bungalow in your life philosophy. So be satisfied with what you have. And for the person who said sleeping makes her happy, be satisfied with 6 hours of sleep, okay? Be satisfied, be content in your life. That is the first route. The second route is mental peace. Do anything that brings you mental peace. And you are at a stage where you will have a lot of stress and anxiety. Please do not hesitate to visit a counselor if needed. You may be looking at your identity, individuality, sexuality, and you may be asking certain questions. There is no harm in going to a psychiatrist and opening up your heart and mind. Mental health should no longer be a taboo. At least with your generation, if we don't change. कैसे फीवर होता है तो हम दौड़ के डॉक्टर के पास चले जाते हैं. But mental issues कुछ हुए तो we are like hush hush, like menstruation, hush hush. You know, लड़की periods में भाई को भी पता नहीं चलना चाहिए. It's not a crime, it's a science, it's biology. Same way, mental health is your right. So do anything that brings you mental peace. Okay, so that's the second anchor. The third anchor is stop seeking external validation. That's what I said a little while earlier also. Do not look at people's compliment, feedback all the time. You are happy being yourself. Okay, and then if you are not committing any illegal crime, it doesn't matter. So other than getting ready, what do I like in life? When I am getting ready, I love taking photographs and posting as my OOTD on Instagram. Right? Now there will be people who will be saying, अरे ये तो प्रोफेसर है, रोज फोटो हीरोइन की तरह फोटो लेती है, रोज पोस्ट भी करती है, कितना टाइम है इसके पास. So मेरा एक ही जवाब है कि your deficiency is my efficiency. It's not my problem. अगर आपको लाइफ में टाइम नहीं मिल रहा, मेरे पास भी 24 घंटे ही है. मे बी बिकॉज आज GLS में मुझे आके ओरिएंटेशन में बोलना था. It was an important event for me. Maybe I kept my dress ready the night before. हाँ, सुबह मेरी भी सेम हालत होती है जैसे और वर्किंग वुमेन की होती है. But that doesn't mean I'll compromise on things which are making me happy. Right? After 1 month of not dressing up at all, I'll be going into depression and I'll become a dull person. I'm not going to allow that to happen to myself because it's my responsibility. It's not my husband's responsibility to keep me happy. It's not my mother's responsibility to keep me happy. I have to be happy as a person. Okay, and the last is very, very important at your age, relationships, right? Mental peace and redefine your relationships. Do you have friends who are jealous of you? Or relatives? Chalo friends, मैं अभी नहीं बोलूँगी. To be politically correct, maybe you will have people in your family, social circle who are jealous of you. Stay away from them. Stop answering everybody. Redefine your relationship. एक ऑनियन को आप जब कट करोगे ना, तो ऑनियन में ऐसे लेयर्स होते हैं, सर्कुलर. Have you all seen that? The innermost circle are your people. जो आपको क्रिटिकल फीडबैक देंगे वो भी आपके भले के लिए देंगे, right? So if someday my husband is saying that this lipstick shade is not looking good on you, he is giving a critical feedback as my own person, not to make me inferior or to make me less confident. Still, if I want to wear that same shade, is my right, because it is my body, my choice and my life decisions. But I can hear to him because he is my inner circle. The people you fall back on when you fail. So redefine your relationships, and you are at a young age, you will be going again in next 2-3 years, you may be falling in love with somebody, you may be having a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a partner. Remember only one golden rule. Respect is a basic ask in any relationship. If needed, write this down. Create a poster. Put it in your room. Put it in your notes app on your mobile phone. Mutual respect is a basic ask. And toxic people around you are going to reduce you as a person. You cannot change the toxicity, but you can choose to move away and reprioritize your life. Negative people, beyond the point you cannot change them, so stay away from them. Redefine your relationships, right? Let us take a look at a very, very happy commercial and what you should be doing to make yourself happy. Okay, I'll again go back in the folder and play. It was function in F5 or something? Duplicate क्या करना था? Control L?
Windows L.
Windows L? नहीं वो प्ले कर रहा है.
Windows L.
What was that?
Windows L.
P. Okay, so next time I'll do it. Okay, let's see this. It's a very cute commercial. It was voted as the happiest commercial of the year on YouTube.
I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the queen of the area. Still no, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone press me, the fire is sing. How can you know we go? I know, don't know. Let's get up and go. I'm the lyrical gangster. Pick up the queen of the area. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me,
दिल से ताली नहीं बजा रहे आप लोग. Not that I made this ad, but still. Okay. A few more points to remember, and I will be happy if you just take one key takeaway from today's session. Still, I'll be happy. Okay. So the ad reflected the childlike innocence. Don't leave anything which makes you happy any time in your life for inspiring, reaching to that level to inspire people, prioritize and plan. First understand you cannot have it all. You cannot be A plus everywhere, right? You cannot be a perfectionist in your entire life. In some areas you will get an A plus, in some areas please accept a B plus, and in some areas it's okay if you fail, okay? So it's not that in everywhere you will excel. So firstly understand that nobody can have it all, whether it is a Barack Obama or a Michelle Obama or an Indra Nooyi, the CEO of PepsiCo, or Vinita Singh, the sugar CEO, or Dr. Falguni standing here in front of you, your faculty, everybody has made a choice of something over the other, right? So you cannot have it all, okay? That understand that first. Define your priorities. What are your priorities in life? A, B, C, and accordingly be mentally and physically present. So say for example, when after 5 years from now you will be in your career, let us say career becomes your first priority, then all your resources have to be put more in your priority number 1, right? Priority number 2 right now for me, let us say, is my household duties. But that is not where my mental or physical energy should be used up. So I am outsourcing it because it's on priority 2. Right? It's okay to outsource. It's okay to take help. It's okay to have a house help support staff. Manage all that because my mind at 10 o'clock, if my session is here, I need to reach here at 9:30. That means at 9 I have to leave my house. So the gold rotis can wait. Okay, or the garam khana can wait. I'll bring my tiffin. Thanda khana khaungi मैं रोज. Because career is defined as priority number 1. I'll simplify. Suppose there are chances where you're not financially so ahead in life that you can keep a cook. Let us say that also, right? What will you do? Simplify your meals. Don't compromise with the nutrition. Every day nobody can eat out, or आपके जैसे हम फटाक से स्विगी जोमेटो जनरेशन भी नहीं है. 5 years from now you will also understand the importance of home cooked food. So you want that food, but you will simplify your meals. You'll more and more find recipes which are one pot. You'll prepare overnight. You'll start doing prep. You'll start buying things which are readily available as cut, cooked, baked, pre-cooked, whatever is available in the market. Simplify your process because you want to put less number of hours in priority 3 and 4 because priority 1 and 2 is going to take away your highest number of hours and time. So please prioritize your life. Very important. Right now for you, your priority number 1 is your education. Priority number 2 can be the sport that you are playing, right? Your sports. But at the cost of sports, you cannot bunk classes. Because in your hierarchy, you have listed your education as number 1. Number 2 is sports. So yes, a dedicated number of hours goes towards playing that sports. And number 3 is hanging out with friends. So those 3 things are your top 3 priorities. Agreed. Match up your resource planning and spending basis your priorities in life. Okay. So plan and prioritize. Grade yourself. As I said, everywhere you cannot get an A plus. So accept average grades also. And plan and work. Please plan your life. Very important as a student. Some things which we realize only with time. Okay, मैं भी ये ज्ञान इसलिए दे रही हूँ कि अभी I am 48 and I can see reflect on my life back कि मैं और क्या कर सकती थी तो मैं हार्वर्ड से ग्रेजुएट होती, ना कि कोई जैसे अलग यूनिवर्सिटी जहाँ से मैं हुई हूँ. Because I can reflect. Okay, please, everybody only has 24 hours, so plan your day and work accordingly. और इसमें डिसिप्लिन चाहिए. कैसे डिसिप्लिन? I'll tell you. Let us say you have a unit test tomorrow. Today night your friends are saying चल यार हॉकी का मैच देखते हैं 3 बजे तक, बहुत अच्छा है, ये काफे खुला रहने वाला है, so we'll eat good food and वहाँ sports देखेंगे. You have to say no. With a breaking heart you will have to say no. दिल पे पत्थर रख के मैंने मेकअप कर लिया नहीं, ना बोल दिया. Okay, वो सॉन्ग है ना, दिल पे पत्थर रख के आपने ना बोल दिया. That is discipline. And that will help you excel. That will bring in the focus in your life. जो प्रायोरिटी 1, 2, 3 है उसके ऊपर ही रिसोर्स प्लानिंग करना है. दैट मीन्स यू विल हैव टू सैक्रिफाइस सम थिंग्स विच योर फ्रेंड्स आर डूइंग इट इजीली बिकॉज उनकी प्रायोरिटी लाइफ में अलग है. यू नो मे बी उनके पापा का सेट बिजनेस है और वो बिजनेस सिर्फ ज्वाइन करना है. दे आर टेकिंग द डिग्री फॉर द सेक ऑफ डिग्री. बट आपके पापा इज अ सर्विसमैन and you need to build your career from scratch. So your marks, your degree, your graduation is very important for you. So धीरे धीरे as you become an adult ये चीजें अपने आप आनी चाहिए. डिसिप्लिन. पहले के जमाने में गुरुकुल सिस्टम क्यों थी? गुरुकुल सिस्टम was to take you away from the protection of your parents and make you independent and most importantly disciplined. ये डिसिप्लिन होना चाहिए. In fact, I run quite a few Ask Me Anything forums on my Instagram every Sunday, and students who follow me, they ask me only one question कि पूरा टाइम हमारा मोबाइल फोन में चला जाता है. What do we do? Right? Discipline, timing, preparing a calendar. All these things are never going to go out of fashion. Some things are going to be gold the old school way. Right? एग्जाम है तो योर फोकस हैज टू बी योर एग्जाम. यू कैन नॉट सिट विद योर मदर एंड सी रोती हुई अनुपमा ऑल द टाइम. राइट? वो टॉक्सिक है, नहीं देखना है. यू हैव टू सिट इन योर रूम एंड यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर. और लोग टीवी देख के आइसक्रीम खा रहे हैं, दे ऑलरेडी सरपास दैट फेज ऑफ लाइफ. एक तो हम जब भी अलग लोगों को देखते हैं हमारा यही क्वेश्चन होता है कैसा मजा, इनकी तो कोई एग्जाम नहीं है. पर वो ऐसे ही यहाँ तक नहीं पहुंचे, उन्होंने भी एग्जाम दी है. So your life, your priorities always are going to be very different and independent of other people's life choices. Okay? So if I have chosen to be a career-oriented working woman, that means every day at 11 o'clock like my neighbors, मैं ऐसे झूले पे झूल के अदरक चाय का दूसरा कप नहीं पी सकती क्योंकि तब मैं already work पे होती हूँ. But if that is what is making me happy, I'll ensure that 2 months में एक बार मैं छुट्टी लूंगी सिर्फ मेरे लिए. क्योंकि I can sit on my झूला at 11 o'clock at any point in time because मानसून है, मुझे 9th floor की बालकनी में झूले पे बैठ के झूलना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. There is no harm in doing that. Let's normalize all this. I think as employees we take leaves only when someone is sick or we are sick or we have a social function to attend. In fact, people fall off their chair and they ask me, "अरे छुट्टी क्यों ले रही है?" ऐसे ही. That's my answer. I want a break. ऐसे ही. अरे कुछ हुआ है फिर? नहीं, कुछ नहीं हुआ है, सब सेट है. You know, the first person who got the shock of his life was my husband when I took a leave for the first time after we had got married. अरे कुछ हुआ है? फीवर आ रहा है? नहीं, कुछ नहीं है. ऐसे ही मुझे घर पे रहना है. I love my house. Right? मुझे घर पे रहना है. घर पे रहना है, पूरा दिन रहना है. But not every day, that is not my priority. But that is what is making me happy. So once in a while I'll try to do that. Okay? So plan and prioritize your life. It's only your life and you will regret if you don't plan and prioritize. So always please understand, stop comparing yourself with others. If you have to compare with people who have lesser than you. Okay? People who have lesser than you. Compare yourself with people lower than you. Do not compare yourself with anybody because you are unique. Your self-belief has to turn into self-love. Believe in yourself, your potential, work on your limitations and weaknesses, become a better person. As I'm saying, this is like a recap, evolve every day. Love yourself unapologetically. Spend on yourself, invest in yourself, do whatever it takes to make you a better person, whatever it takes to make you happier than yesterday, do whatever it takes, but love yourself. And respect is always about love. Remember, do you remember that statement which I told you in relationships? Mutual respect is a basic ask. Respect अगर कोई आपको दे रहा है तो that person is not turning into a god. He is only a good human being. Like you are, because you are also giving respect, and that has no hierarchy. Okay? मतलब आपसे elders है वो भी आपको respect कर रहे हैं, आप भी उनको respect दे रहे हो. Respect is a basic ask and it's always about love. Always remember that. Let me show you if I have one more commercial, but I think it's not playing from the slide, so it won't. So just giving you a quick recap. It's not on in the folder, so it won't play. What makes you unique for you to remember? your body confidence, your happiness as a lifestyle, internalized always, your self-love will make sure that you are never on the secondary position or you are never on the back seat. Always self-love has to be the strongest, right? Gone are the days when mothers would sacrifice everything that they had and like a Nirupa Roy keep crying, मेरे Karan Arjun कब आएंगे? Because Karan Arjun के आगे भी life है. Because you are a mother does not mean that you give the entire 9 pieces of cake to your children. Give them the cake, keep 1 piece for you also. Right? If your child wants more, tell him that you already had your share, this is my share. Never ever sacrifice your identity and yourself just because now you have a husband, you have a child, your best friend is needing it more, right? So always love yourself unapologetically and always keep your tribe close. These are some of the ways in which you can reach out to me. If you have any questions which you don't want to ask in the public and if you want to address it to me in DM, please slide into my DMs, right? On Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you want to. These are the different ways in which you can reach out to me. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Any question?
Yeah, Chitra, give the mic to the last row.
Okay. I'll answer.
Hello.
Yes.
So ma'am, as you told that be happy in your own way, but there are some people who judge them like कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि अगर वो अपने आप में रहते हैं तो उनको सब बुली करते हैं कि उनको जज करते हैं कि ये तो ऐसा है ऐसा है ऐसा है. So what about that?
So being happy is not a crime. So if there are people judging you for being happy, please let them judge. It's okay. You have to grow over the fear of wo char log. Being happy is not equals to being selfish. Okay, खुद से खुश रहना मतलब खुद को खुश रखना is not a crime. And it's not about being selfish. You are still with other people. Sometimes your friends are making you happy, so you are with your friends. ऐसा नहीं, I am not asking you to cut off from your social life, but I am saying do not compromise your happiness by saying कि और कोई आके मुझे खुश करेगा.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. It's different from being selfish. Any other question?
Ma'am, as you said in that slide, how can we actually accept our average grades? Because if I want to prioritize myself, why would I even think about my average then?
Correct. So see, in your life going ahead, see right now तो आपका एक ही अर्जुन की तरह एक ही focus है studies. Okay, but going ahead, studies है, home management है, relationship management है, all these functions will get added. तो करियर है, आपको और स्टडीज करना है, फ्यूचर स्टडीज है, आपका घर है जो देखना है, बच्चे देखने हैं, राइट, कुकिंग देखना है. सो इन सम ऑफ द एरियाज यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट दैट यू आर बिलो एवरेज. सो इफ यू आर अ great working professional, it's okay if you are an average cook. That is the whole idea. Because stereotypes है ना, there are stereotypes which suppress us, right? Stereotypes क्या है कि if you are a mother, you need to love cooking. You may be not loving cooking. You may be cooking, but not loving it. And it's okay. So accept yourself as an average cook. It's okay.
But ma'am, if we actually start accepting those stereotypes by taking us average, won't that be wrong?
No, don't accept the stereotypes. That's what I'm saying. Smash the stereotypes. Stereotype क्या है कि as a mother, even if you are a working woman, you always have to cook for your child. Break that stereotype. Break that generational stereotype. Right? And appoint a cook. You are breaking it. You are not marrying it. Okay? See, as a young generation, you should not be cementing stereotypes. You should be breaking it. Any other question? Yeah.
So, ma'am, as you said that when father comes from the office and in a case where the mother has
Let him ask, no? Let him ask.
It's audible. It's audible.
Please ask.
It's audible. Go ahead.
Acha. So, ma'am, in a case where the mother has already sacrificed her career and everything, so in that case, when you say that when fathers come from the office, so that person has already worked the whole day so that he could bring livelihood to all other members who are dependent on him. So, ma'am, as you said that we should take stand for the mother. So, in this case, the father has also worked like.
Mother has also worked, not been
No, ma'am,
paid.
I am not saying that she also worked.
Both have worked. That's what we
Both
have to
have worked
understand.
hard. So why should it
Both
always?
should contribute in the chores. That's my point. Both have worked. The mother has overworked at home. The father has overworked outside. That's the difference.
But then father doesn't ask mother that you should also help in the office work.
Home belongs to both. Home belongs to both. I don't think we should be clapping for this because it's not a right question. You'll understand it later.
No,
I'm okay if you don't understand it. So the mother has sacrificed her professional career. You have to understand that. The mother has sacrificed and she's staying at home. The whole day she has been working without getting leaves or pay or salary. The father has definitely equally worked outside the home. I'm agreeing to that. But 80-20 के ratio में भी contribution चाहिए. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying equal. Are you getting my point? No, first understand my point. I'm not saying that 100% में से 50-50 both should contribute in the house. No, because they have made a choice. But बच्चा तो दोनों का है ना. तो father suppose ऐसे support करे कि चलो homework मैं कराऊंगा बच्चे का. इतना तो कर सकते हैं ना. Not the cooking part. Chalo, cooking part mother is doing, laundry mother is doing, house cleaning mother is doing. Both have work. Please understand that. Right? And when you are saying, please listen me out. I understood your question. When you are saying that the father is not asking the mother to help in office, उसने ही टिफिन पैक किया है, उसने ही कपड़े धोए और आयरन किए हैं. There is an indirect labor involved in making him go to office on time. So please understand, go a little deeper rather than asking having these shallow biases in mind. Go a little deeper. Everybody is coexisting. तो mutual love होना चाहिए. ये मेरा point है. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि exact 3 hours kitchen में दोनों spend करेंगे. That is not the point.
What's your name? What's your name?
Dhanaj ji.
Let me ask you one question in continuation with this only. Why you are thinking that your mother is not working because she is not paid?
ये भी bias.
No, never said that working in the house is not like.
Let me complete first. What I am trying to tell, not to you, all the students, please don't understand like that. वो जो मैम ने अभी बोला है उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि father कमाते हैं, that's why you should consider that work, and your mother is not earning, that's why you should not consider that. If you count that, it might come to whatever salary your father is getting.
In fact, we say
amount you are saving because your mother is working. So please understand that as far as economics is also concerned, there are two types of work, paid and unpaid work. So this is unpaid work which your mother or your sister or maybe your father. It's not a question of gender. It's a question of paid work and unpaid work.
Exactly. In fact, madam, we say that all women are working, some are paid and some are not paid. I think that thought process, your age group definitely has to change that thought process. Definitely.
It's a question of paid and unpaid work. So if your father is sitting at home, that is, any male is sitting at home and he is doing all this work, and if he is not paid, the same salary is applicable. So it's not a question of gender. As far as our generation is concerned, still you people are gender biased. We are not talking about gender, we are talking about paid and unpaid things. I think, ma'am, this is
correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. And again, I'm saying it is not a fight. See, families में प्यार होता है. So ऐसा नहीं कि 2 रोटी मैं करूँगी 2 रोटी तुम बनाओगे. That is not the point here. But an understanding that a home belongs to everybody and everybody has to contribute. Again, one glaring example I'll give you. Just observe करना. We are entering into the festive season. Okay, तो अभी रक्षाबंधन आएगा, फिर नवरात्रि आएगा, फिर दिवाली आएगा, जैसे से गुड़ी पड़वा आ रहा है, बिहू आ रहा है, जो भी आपका फेस्टिवल है. Why only women have to prepare for the festival? Right? Why sweets and festivities, rangoli se leke, diya se leke, everything is only a woman's job? This is a gendered way of looking at it. You have to have more and more homes where everybody is involved in different types of work. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि everybody will making the sweet only, कि वो भी 50-50 ऐसे रूलर करके करना है, कि 5 पूरियां मैं तलूंगी 5 पूरियां आप तलोगे. ये पॉइंट नहीं है. This is based on love and mutual respect that we are doing all the work jointly. Okay? Involvement. Also, madam, I think that this generation needs to know it more, because you will have partners who will be working. Most of your partners will not be homemakers, and it's an injustice to their education to tell them to sit at home and not utilize their education and work. Everybody should be financially also contributing, because lifestyle costs are increasing. So when everybody is working, it's everybody's responsibility to do things at home also. Yeah?
I think you misunderstood me. I didn't say that the household work that the mother perform is an inferior thing, because managing the house is as difficult as the business, as difficult as doing a business.
Yeah.
So I didn't like.
Yeah, I understood your point. That's why I said it's not equal as that I'm saying. 80-20 के ratio में रखो कि 80% of household work is done by the mother, but at least Sunday को छुट्टी है तो breakfast father बनाएंगे. एक दिन के लिए वो छुट्टी देंगे अपनी वाइफ को फ्रॉम हाउस होल्ड वर्क, या बाहर से मंगाएंगे, आउटसोर्स करेंगे, कुछ भी करेंगे, बट दे आर गिविंग इट विद दिस होल आइडिया ऑफ गिविंग रेस्ट टू द वाइफ. ओके? या.
So ma'am, you gave an example of a cake that a mother puts one piece for his or her child. So ma'am, अभी भी आपने बोला कि फैमिली एक प्यार होता है जो.
I know, Baba, don't take me at face value. I am saying every time you cannot sacrifice the cake, period.
हाँ, but
2 बार आपने केक दे दिया पूरा बच्चों को, तीसरी बार आप एक पीस अपने लिए भी रखो. That is the point.
हाँ, but वो sacrifice थोड़ी वो अपना प्यार हुआ ना बच्चों के लिए.
हाँ, तो प्यार से दे दिया. ओके, सॉरी. ठीक है? But that प्यार should not be a normal thing every time, क्योंकि उसको भी केक पसंद है.
The same thing आपको भी अगर आपकी मदर के लिए what she is saying, try to respect each other. तो अगर आपको कभी ऐसा लगता है कि मेरी मम्मी को ये अच्छा लगता है, I should give her, I should sacrifice myself. So it's a question of love and sacrifice.
तो पॉइंट यही है ना, म्यूचुअल पॉइंट यही है. See, if it happens on a regular basis, it's a sacrifice. Regular basis, it's a sacrifice. It's treating yourself as a secondary citizen. It is. No, in fact, if she is, listen, okay, okay, guys, लड़ो मत. और ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कि अगर लव म्यूचुअल वाला है तो आपको खुद को बुरा लगेगा अगर आपकी मम्मी ना खा के हर बार आपको दे रही है तो आप भी वापस दोगे. दैट इज द पॉइंट. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. Okay, we can agree to disagree. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. It's okay.
Let me tell you, it is not like that you are going to agree whatever we are saying. Similarly,
It's okay. You have to think it through. Yeah.
It's not to agree you people or to tell you people to do only this thing what we are telling. But it's a generation where something we are supposed to tell. Maybe in your house this is fine, but in some other houses whatever you are telling just now, that you are telling about your house.
Also, ma'am, I gave the example of cake just to relate. But otherwise, please understand that India mein women suffer from lack of iron, because of lack of nutrition, because in many households they don't get to the level where they will get sabzi and dal. They eat roti with pickle or with an onion. We are talking about majority households here, not your homes. Okay?
Whatever you are telling is a generalized statement. Don't take it like that it is applicable to you as an individual. It's a generalized statement, and after seeing this after 25 years in the same field, whatever our experience we have, that is what we are sharing with you. So whether you want to take it or not, that's absolutely up to you. If you find that whatever your mother is doing, it's not sacrifice, it is love, absolutely fine.
Exactly.
But if you find that she is sacrificing, at least tell her once that mom, I have enough, now you eat for yourself. This is what we want to tell you.
Or you take out time for yourself. That is the point. And it's okay, you are at an age where you will not agree with everything I am saying. You have to let it sink in, you have to think it through. Even if you don't want to agree, it's completely okay. Life experiences will mold you in the next 4 to 5 years, where your eyes and ears will be more open towards whatever I am saying. So it's okay. We should close now? Yeah. They can write, ask questions to me later also, wherever they want to reach me out.
Hello.
One last question, yeah?
In this age, we have a lot of options for our career path.
Yeah.
If we don't know what is our interest or passion, so how could we get a
career? So first year is very early to say that. In the next 3 years, you will start developing a soft corner towards certain subjects, and you will feel that your aptitude is such, your skill sets are such that you are more closer to certain subjects, and certain subjects are not in your periphery. Number one, that will give you an idea. Second, at a scientific level, there are aptitude test centers who will give you psychometric tests. Okay, please take advantage of aptitude centers. They will take your psychometric test, and then they will give you your top 3 skill areas. So those skill areas will guide you where you should go as far as your career is concerned.
So at the outset of the vote of thanks, I would like to take an opportunity to express a heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Falguni Vasavda, who spared time to have Samvad with us. Ma'am, your words and wisdom for students' education will certainly go a long way in future. I thank the management of GLS and GLS University, without whose constant support, no event at Faculty of Business Administration would have been possible. I thank the Tagore Hall staff for all the technical support. I'd like to also thank all the faculty members for their valuable contribution in Samvad. The non-teaching staff have been a constant support, and I thank them for that. A huge thank you to the army of volunteers that we have. Their hard work, enthusiasm, and nagging proactiveness is absolutely contagious. And finally, I express my sincere gratitude to the Dean, Dr. Shefali Dani, for her continuous guidance and facilitation. She is the one who reminds me of my favorite quote, "Finite is to fail, but infinite is to venture."